Hi guys, just a little prelude to today's post. This post, it concerns the Carrera Evolution Power Base and the standard Carrera throttles. Okay? Because people who use aftermarket throttles will not be using this power base. They'll use separate power supplies and they'll have different wiring. This is for someone who wants to make a 4-lane track using 2 of these Carrera power bases and just the Carrera hand throttles. Okay, so I'll be taking one of these apart. If you don't know how to do this, don't do it. Get your local friendly electrician guy to do it for you. Don't try and do it yourself, because once you open this, once you take this piece off here, you've lost your warranty. Okay, so don't do it unless you know what you're doing, unless you really want to do it. And there's a number of options. Maybe, you want your track running that way, but maybe you haven't got room for this piece here. Maybe you want to move it over here. Maybe you want to move it over there. I've already moved this one. This should actually be over here. So, I'm just saying to you guys, it's my solution for a 4-lane track using this Carrera Evolution power base, these hand controllers, and it's nothing to do with digital. This is all strictly analog. Have a look at the post. The first half I show one way I did it. The second part, the last part of the post, I show you the final way I did it. My solution, what made me happy. So there's 2 options, and it's me meandering away. It's maybe I'll just confuse you. Maybe I'll point you in the direction that you want to go. But enjoy. Now, I know most of my viewers will be seasoned slotcar racers, so they won't be interested in doing this with the Evolution. A lot of them are digital. A lot of them are using aftermarket hand controllers, aftermarket power supplies, and it's a completely different setup. But this is for people who bought Evolution, want to build a 4-lane track, want to keep it simple. This is the way to go for getting 2 power bases connected side by side and having your throttles together. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. I hope I either educated you or completely put you off the whole idea. We'll see. Here's a little something, guys. If you're doing a 4-lane track with Evolution and you want them all running in the same direction, well, then of course you have this problem. Your base unit is, you have this part here. So, you can't possibly do that. If you want them together, there's the problem. So what you got to do is take off this piece and put it over this side. Reconnect it over this side. And then I'm going to run my cables under the table and across to my hand controller. One there, one possibly somewhere along there. So then what I'll have is, I'll have this one here. Yeah? You have to imagine, guys, that one is over there. And then this, otherwise, you see, if you go like this, that's not going to work. These 2 lanes are going that way, these 2 lanes are going this way, and I don't want to change over the wiring. So literally, you can imagine that's there. So I'm going to take off this box and put it over this side and reconnect it. So just to show you, simple process of opening these little screws one-handed. Not advised, not with these little tiny screws. I'm bound to lose something. Okay. Now, those clever people at Carrera give you 4 traditional crosshead screws. Okay. So you can take all them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 traditional crosshead screws. Okay. That's that one there. This one here.
Now, look guys, I don't know how to fast forward or anything in my editing suite. So I'm doing this at normal speed. I don't know how to do the cartoon fast speed stuff. So they give you 6 screws altogether, 5 traditional crossheads, and then those clever guys put one of these little Torx screws in. Will that focus? Ah, it's close enough. And of course, that's where your quality control label is. So if you have your new track, once you cut that, they'll say, "Oh, warranty's not covered anymore. You've taken that off, and you've had this piece off." Hold on, I'm just going to go and get a Torx. Back in a second. Back with a Torx. We have a T10 Torx for that little screw. Okay. So we'll take that one off. These are like Allen style, they have a 90-degree little bend on them. Be handier if you had a proper little Torx screwdriver. Okay, so there's those. Now, you take this off. Okay, there's your insides. Okay, so the important bit is these screws here. Give me my little screwdriver. Okay, so literally these are a copy of over here. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So they're almost a copy. Slight difference you'll see when I move this across. It still works perfectly fine. The only thing is you'll have to extend your cables a little bit. Let me get this out. It's awkward doing it one-handed. I didn't bring my tripod out. I'm just out here messing with the track, trying a few Carrera cars on magnets, with one magnet and with 2 magnets, just to see how they run. So now, so you've taken your screws out, you've removed screw there, okay, screw there, and now you have your clips. Now, let me see if I can balance the camera here. Okay. So you just lift this up a little bit, and you take these out. These are sitting in here, look. So if it's in there, you just gotta lift it out a little bit and then slide it across, okay? And then we disconnect. Okay, so we have that disconnected now there. Now, so what we want to do is, we now want to connect it on the other sides. Now this is where you have to lengthen your wires. Now you're not disconnecting your wires because you want it to run in the proper direction. So basically you want it to sit here like this beside this one. Okay. So you want to take this and you want to slide this piece and this piece into your 2 slots on this side. But don't forget, you have to lengthen 2 of the wires. Okay. So what wires do you have to lengthen? Well, obviously you don't need to lengthen them. So you need to lengthen these 2. Okay. Now, they're happily connected in there. They're happily connected in there. So the easiest solution for me is to snip them here and just rejoin them with some little electrical bullet connectors or something, or just some solder and shrink wrap. So let me just cut them and just move them over, and I'll show you how it all works out. So what I want to do is, I just want to make these 2 longer. So just snip them. Just snip them. Okay. You can now, alright, there's the original place that it used to go. You can now bring it across, connect it into your new place. Alright. Now, just bear with me while I do this. Well, try and balance the camera on something. Let me see. What can we balance the camera on? We'll balance on this. My torque wrench collection. That'll do me. Now, so we're getting this and we're forcing it in there like that. Now don't worry about them screw holes, they no longer connect up. Let me just lift up the camera and show you. Finger on lens, Harry. So now you have that sitting there, okay? So the original one, you have a screw hole for that little square connector goes into. Over here you don't, because I don't want you putting it on this side. But don't worry about that. A little bit of a push this in here. As you can see, that just, oh Lord, sorry guys. That just slides in there. The square comes out and that slides in. That ain't going anywhere. Now when you reconnect them two wires, you put your track there now. Now you've got your tracks connected. Okay. Now you've got your track connected. You run your throttles off this under the table. Controller area here, controller area somewhere around here. And that's how easy it is. You know, just take it apart. Add a little, you know, you need to add a little piece of wire. There's your red and your black, and your red and your black. And just add in a piece of wire, it's a bullet connector. So just wrap it, solder it, and a bit of heat shrink tubing over it, and psh, that's it, job done. And it's not going to go anywhere. You know, you don't even need hot glue. It's not going to go anywhere. Look, I'll lift it up by them hooks. Okay? It's not going anywhere. So you don't even need to use hot glue if you don't want to. So there we go. So that's how you do your 4 lanes with your controllers for your analog with your Carrera track. Very simple way of doing it. And of course, don't forget guys, when you've done this, now when you've done this plate probably won't go back the same, will it? Not sure, Harry. Probably not. Yeah, it will actually. Are the screw holes lining up? Maybe not all lining up. They are actually. Yeah, so you can put this protector back on it. Screw it down. Let me make sure that I'm correct in that. Screw holes, yeah. There's your 1, 2. And we just line this up here. And then that screw hole should be lined up, which it is. You can see that there. So you can put that back on. Job done. Okay guys. So I'm not going to go through showing you me sticking a piece of wire in and soldering it, because at the moment all my tools are in the house and I'm out in my garage. Thanks for watching. I hope that was helpful to some people. And I know the guys who do a lot of this stuff, it'll be like, oh yeah, Harvey, big deal. But to someone who's never made a 4-lane track analog with Carrera, it's just something to know how to do. That's very easily done. And gives you a lovely start finish straight. I'll have that wired up. I'm just putting this plate back on with the little sneaky torque screw. Let's get that guy in. Don't worry, when you finish the job, you're going to notice you have 2 screws left. Okay, don't forget, that's what I said about they used to screw in here. But now you have this square piece over here and there's nothing to screw it into. But you've clipped in here, and this very plate for safety, stop people messing about with the electrics, holds everything together as well. So that's wired up. That's ready. Now, let's see the proof in the pudding. Okay, let me grab a car. So this is the car running. Okay, let's do a lap. Why not? Oh no, we can't do a lap. I forgot I've all my tools on the track. Some mechanic has left all his tools on the circuit. Look. Oh my God. Right. Let's go. Anyway, very quickly. So there you go. That's okay. So now let's just, this should run in the same direction. Let me just very quickly connect this up. Let me connect this up very quickly. Hold on. See what I'm doing. Power in here. Okay. Hand throttle in here. Okay. Connected up. It'll be either this track or the other one. Let's see. Must be the other one. And there's your track wired up. Okay. So now you have your 4 tracks wired up for your analog Carrera system. Okay, that's just a little easy project. And that'll look great. And of course, my whole track is going to be over here. This is going to sit here, you know, so it's all going to be moved over. Okay, guys, so here's a little problem you will run into. If you're building a 4-lane Carrera Evolution track, you want your 4 hand controllers, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's your power base for 2 tracks. There's your second power base. But hold on, how do you connect that? Right? So there's 2 ways of doing it. You take off the back of this, right? And extend them wires. Then you can disconnect this, take out the screws, disconnect this piece, right? Now, so you have it there, right? Disconnect it, right? That's what it looks like at the moment. Disconnect it and put it on the other side, right? Now, before you do this, you have to take the little protective piece off the back here. I'll show you in a minute. And what you get is this, right? So it connects up on the other side. Then you've got to join down wires back to those wires. Now you have your second controller, okay? Now you have your 2 controllers going in the right direction. Only problem is your hand controller is now wired in here. Now you can run them down. I'll show you. You can run them out and down into the track, drill a hole, and then put your hand controls wherever you like. But every time you want to unplug them or do anything, you're blind here trying to do this. So ideally, what you want is, you want this piece here. You want this piece here. So what I'm in the process of doing is, I've already done one. Let me show you. I've already done this one. Right, I've already wired this one up. This is the plate you need to take off to get to the electrics. It has 6 screws, 5 normal crosshead screws, and 1 torque screw underneath the quality control sticker and the void warranty sticker. So guys, once you open this, you void your warranty. So if you mess up, don't come crying to me. Don't blow yourself up. If you can't do it, get someone else that are doing to do it for you. Anyway, I've already moved this one, okay? It used to sit here on this side, and now it sits over here. So if I connect this up, I've got my direction in the right way, I've got my controller, but I didn't want this because the controller cables. What I've done is I got another one, done the same thing, disconnected this piece from here, where it lives normally. Okay, this is where it lives normally. I broke that, don't worry about it, it's not important, I don't need it. Now, what I've done with this one is, instead of just, instead of turning it around and reconnecting it over here, I am going to connect this track up here. Right, I've connected, extended the wiring, drilled a hole in my circuit. Wiring goes down through here. Can you see what I'm doing on camera? You can. Wiring goes down through here. Okay. Well, connect that track up. Right. Then you get this other piece here. Same thing. You connect up some extension wires or whatever you want to do. Drill a hole here. And this piece will now plug in here, like so. Okay, I'm going to lift that up just to do this. So that piece will now connect up here. Drill through there. you now have your two controllers on the same side with your hand throttles all coming out in the same place. And that is how you get your 4 lanes correct. Now I haven't finished connecting this up yet because I want to put some base material underneath the track, some insulation, and make sure everything's proper, correct, all the measurements, everything is tight. I have to connect all my red connectors to this, but there's the cables going through. They'll sit down there. Now I won't leave them hanging underneath. I'll use the little plastic cable connectors and I'll hammer these cables tight up against this board underneath the track. Okay, so that's just a quickie, guys, and I hope I explained it easy enough. I hope I didn't make it sound a bit, people may be thinking, what's he on about? But think about it. There's the logic is that, you know, if you have two Carrera controllers, you're going to have one here and one there. And one is going to be sending the cars this way, the other's going to send the cars this way. Right? Because of the electronics. So that's why you need to have the other controller taken off, moved and put here. But I didn't want that in there. So I took it off and I moved it over here. And now we have cars going in the same direction and we have our 2 power bases together. As I said, do this at your own peril. It's very easy to do if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, please don't do it. And don't blame me if you burn your gaff down or something silly like that. It's only 14 volts. But, you know, if you don't know anything about electric, don't go near electric. Simple as that. So there you go. That's just a quick post on just how I done this. Okay. So now I have to go back and start. Today I have to do some other work on my bridges, screw down some pylons and stuff, some pillars. Okay, that's a quickie. Thanks for watching. All the best. Catch you again soon. So now you have your 4 controllers all together and you can run your extension wires. So I'll just show you where I have the wires coming underneath. So that's all I've done. That's under controller and that's going over to the track. Okay, so that's what I've done. And that solves that problem. And they just slot into any straight. It'll slot into any straight you have. So that's how I finished off that wiring. So I showed you the 2 different ways I tried it in the video, and that's just the final way. So that's the way it will be staying. You know, so I'm very happy with that. Very happy how that worked out. So that's my control panel for Evolution, which this track is and will be completely analog.